So, the name of my article is titled Dealing with Fake News in the Journalism Classroom by Allison Burns. The reason why I think the article is essential in our um, very own day and age is because I feel like we are living in a time where the term fake news has been coined by a certain number of people in this country. And I think it's essential that we have a conversation about what really is fake news and what is credible news. And in this article, it sort of just starts out by saying that our mass communication media forms in our country have always been sort of spotty from the very beginning, with beginning with the penny press and um, heading into newspapers and so on and so forth. Um, One of the things that this article really highlights is really questioning your sources and questioning your news, where you get your news from, and the different number of things it talks about is, checking the author, checking the date, checking the credibility, checking the supporting sources, checking your very own bias, and how that may affect the way you see an article or a story that's written, whether it's something political or whether it's something about social justice issues. Um, it touches upon sort of the digital era that we live in now, where it's so easy for someone to write up an article and post it to Facebook, post it to Twitter, and spread it to the masses within just a couple of minutes. I think the article talks about how one individual created this fake Facebook page with news that he aligned with conservative views, and a number of Trump supporters followed it and retweeted and shared stories about uh, fake stories that were not really factual. So I think it's very important to question your news sources and really get a better understanding of where we're getting our news and information. Um, I think this is a very important topic of conversation we need to be having in today's society. I think when we have a president who has demonized the freedom of press, who has demonized major news networks, who has demonized, anchors and reporters and journalists, I think that it's important that we have this conversation and what media literacy is. And I, one of the quotes I really love from the article is how it talks about there's a difference between the freedom of press and respecting the freedom of press, and there's a difference between an online blogger who can go and write their own thought piece on something. And I think that's very important in today's world. And I think that there's not much she doesn't leave out other than statistics or more information I think that we could use on how we get our news nowadays and why it's important that we, you know, follow credible news sites. And I think this class has been a great way to have those conversations. So I'm really grateful for this class.